Seraphim17 once again. This is my Zoe 2 Extreme Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Aumaan cargo route. And this is where the game gets hilarious, because you've seen for the last 20 or so videos me trying my balls off just to stay alive. Now you're about to witness the enemies trying their balls off to stay alive, because Zero Shift is a game changer. And I said at the beginning of this game, you could start in Naked Jehuty with Zero Shift and all the attachments, and you would have an easy time on Extreme. And it's true, because this move is ridiculously powerful. It is essentially a teleport to the back of a person, whoever you're locked onto. An immediate transport, you know, instant transmission, instant translocation, depending on the translation of Dragon Ball Z that you watched. Literally just the most nuts thing you could physically have, and not only is it really fun, but it makes the rest of this game really easy, except for the boss fights. And it's really satisfying, because you've had to work to get where you are on this game. So this is just the ultimate reward, feeling so powerful. The only problem is it's kind of an abilities in some ways, because before you really get a chance to use it, you get it stripped away a little bit. And I just got double punched by a bloody Cyclops' gauntlet, which is always fun. But the Jehuty that we're in right now is version 2, which is extremely powerful. You'll notice that the colour of our lasers has changed. It's now a really chilled looking light greeny blue, like Metatron-ish colour. It's also got those three things that are near us, like options from Gradius. I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but they make it look a little bit more fancy. You'll also notice that there's a line coming off the trail of your burst attack, and those options kind of circle around it while it's charging. Just little details that make this feel super badass, and it's one of my favourite parts in any game, where you go through some kind of transformation, be it physical, be it emotionally, be it, you know, anything like an upgrade, where you just go from being, you know, the character that you've grown to know through the game, to just a badass, to just feeling like, you know, yes, I'm at that point now where I am fucking awesome. And I love that moment in games, and I think this does it better than a lot, because just getting in this version of Jehuty after playing as the weaker version, you feel so strong. And then when you're getting Naked Jehuty, which is coming later, which is kind of like the... I'm using a lot of Dragon Ball Z references here, so I do apologise if you don't like anime or you don't like Dragon Ball Z, but for instance, anybody who knows about the Saiyans knows that when they recover from egregious injury, you know, from almost a grave injury where they're almost dead, they have this massive power increase where they become stronger than they've ever been, essentially. Well, that's kind of how Naked Jehuty comes about. You get damaged in a fight coming up, and then Jehuty kind of responds and reacts afterwards and becomes the ultimate version of itself. It kind of goes Super Saiyan, and you don't realise how powerful that version is more than this one I'm in right now until you play back through the game as it. Like playing on easy with this guy, our Jet takes maybe 4 or 5 combos to die, maybe a little bit less. She takes, you know, quite a few full combos. When you play it as Naked Jehuty, she takes 3 hits. It might be 2. Like, if you do one burst attack, you might win in 1 hit. That is how strong that machine is. It's just madness. But this is vengeance, this section, if you've got this far. This is where you get to just fist everybody that's been tying you up in latex and using you as a sex doll for the last, you know, 7 or 8 hours or however long it took you to get here. And it's really cathartic, so enjoy it while it lasts, because unfortunately it doesn't last very long. But the 2 games I've got on the way that I've already mentioned, Spec Ops: The Line and Sniper V2, and I thought they'd be here by now, but they're not, which I'm kind of sad about, because I did this yesterday. Guide was all recorded, I was just in time to start playing a new game and you know, perhaps think about doing a guide for it, and it hasn't arrived, so I'm kind of in a limbo where I'd prepared myself to be doing something different, and that different thing hasn't come. So I don't really feel like doing anything, because I'd wrongly assumed I'd have this busy schedule, and I don't right now. So that's a little disappointing. And it's a good excuse to go back on Dark Souls, because I keep meaning to put it on and do some more stuff and just play it, but I keep forgetting. Every time I go near it, there's something else that distracts me. And it's not because it's not a good game, and it's not because I don't want to play it. It's just there's other priorities at the moment, and I have a lot of Dark Souls content that you guys haven't even seen yet. Like, trust me, folks, there's a shit ton of Dark Souls coming. There's post-patch stuff coming, there's pre-patch, there's a lot of things, and if I do put it back on, I'll probably spend far too long on it, get far too much gameplay for it, and I'll just be back to square one. So I do appreciate people having patience and waiting while I get all the stuff out. I think I'm going to send it back to the rental service so that I'm not tempted to play it, because I got to that point where I kind of noticed I was playing it too much. And I don't know if you've ever got to that point, but sometimes it's good to take a step back a little bit. Because when you're waking up and you're doing nothing but Dark Souls, you know you've got a problem. And I've never been the person who really does that. So, it's healthy, I think. Same with the streams. I found myself watching too many Dark Souls streams, and the more you watch Dark Souls, the more you want to play it. It's this vicious cycle. It's like crack. It really is. So, I think it's just a healthy break at the moment, guys. But don't worry. I will be back, belt around my bicep and bent brown spoon in hand. Oh, this section coming up's kind of weird. I don't know why games put these moments in. I realise they do it to break up the pace, and I realise it probably sounded like a cool idea, but it's not that cool. And there's actually a faster way of going up here. It's just on this difficulty, the cannon charges so fast it's very dangerous doing it. The faster way is to zero shift. Zero shift up, and then in the last possible moment, pick up one of these plates off the wall and block the beam with it. If you do not block that beam, it will insta-kill you. On the previous difficulties, it knocks you all the way back down the tunnel, so either way, it's bad news. And all you want to do is you want to get as close to it as you physically can, and then start charging burst attacks at it until it dies. It will not die from one burst attack, so don't think you don't have to pick up a plate, or you'll completely balls this section up. Unnecessary, contrived, but different. I'll give it that much. So there's been a couple of projects I've been thinking about, because every so often I go on this mad tangent of wanting to do something that I said I would and I forgot, or I never got around to doing. One of them is Vanquish, mainly because I love the game and I want to play it, and I haven't really got an excuse at this moment to play it, and I want to get into it, and I want to get good at it, most importantly. But the problem is once again, YouTube really doesn't like Vanquish content. It's very strange, and I don't know if it's... I don't even know who published it, because I know it's Platinum Games, but I don't know if they're the publisher as well. But they have a lot of strict copyrights with certain sections of that game, and it has nothing to do with them being embargoed. It just seems to be very strange, and at this moment in time, because I am partnered, copywriting is a really big deal, guys. Like, I was watching a Call of Duty commentary the other day by a guy called Optic Scump, who is a professional player, he's a fantastic player, and he's started doing the YouTube stuff. And a lot of people are complaining that he doesn't have his old intro on, and nobody seems to realise that his old intro had a copyrighted song on it. It's like, seriously guys? He's getting paid to do this now. If he had that intro on, he would not get a single penny. If anything, his channel would get closed down. But none of them seem to have the fucking chromosomes to see that argument. And that's not, demeaning everybody. There's probably some cool cats who hang around there, but I just don't understand these people that don't understand YouTube is a minefield when it comes to the things you can and can't do. And especially if you're partnered, or if you're featured, or if you're getting revenue, it just turns into something completely different. But thank you for watching, and you take care now.